Hello, I'm Ellie for Edu4Java, and this is the tutorial number 4 of Java Game Programming for Beginners. We're going to talk about events and keyboard input. In this tutorial, we will see how the events work and particularly how to obtain from a Java program the information about keyboard events. We will also explain the concept and the use of anonymous classes, which are the most common way of managing events in Java. We will leave aside the game for a moment and we will explain the capture of events in a simple example. I have started to use the game to explain how the events happen, but it was a bit complicated, so we're going to see it first in a simple example. We paste it here, and here we have the code. We run it, and we press the A key, for example. And here we can see the console. Key pressed A, key released A. Let's see with the L. Again, L, key pressed L, key released L. If we press a lot of times the L, we can see it writes key pressed several times. How does the events work in AWT Swing? The keyboard and mouse events are controlled by the operative system. The AWT engine, and in particular the AWT Windows thread, communicate with the operative system and knows when an event occurs. When a new event comes along, it is placed in the event queue so that it's attended by the AWT event queue thread in its turn. Let's see how this works. The keyboard. A key is pressed. The key communicates with the operative system. The operative system now knows that a key has been pressed and tells the AWT Swing engine. This thread is called thread AWT Windows. In the case it's Windows. If it was Linux, it would be called thread AWT Linux. This thread, which is part of the engine, communicates with the operative system. When an event occurs, just like when a key is pressed, it keeps it as an event in a queue called event queue. A queue is like a repository where you leave things and then afterwards another person takes them. The other person here would be the other thread. Remember that I told you that the thread event received events and painted to? This is what happens here. The thread receives the event and it sends it to JPanel. If you remember, we had registered in JPanel through the method addKeyListener, our listener. We could also use the method addMouseListener for the events of the mouse. When JPanel receives the event, it informs all the objects which were registered through the method addKeyListener or addMouseListener. All of this is very well explained in this article here. It's a bit complicated. If you want, you can take a look, but it's not for beginners. Here we are. Let's run it. D, F, 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 F. We can see it does exactly the same. What changed? This changed. Instead of this here, new my key listener, we wrote new key listener, which in just one instruction we are creating an object like the new, but writing the definition of the object, we are creating it in the same place. If you notice, this is the same as the class myKeyListener. The same code with all the override and everything. The only thing that has disappeared is the name of the class. Here we don't have my key listener, just like here. The idea is that we create a class that will only be used once. As it hasn't got a name, it's called Anonymous. It looks a bit strange, but it's useful and the editor helps us. If, for example, we get rid of this, we delete it, and we press Ctrl space, we ask for help. We tell him we want to create an interface, a key listener. And we can see that automatically it creates all the structure. The only thing I have to do now is put my code that we have here inside key pressed in this case, and the other code for key released. We can delete this, which was automatically wrote, and there we have our anonymous class. It's strange, but it's useful, and I don't have to create another class. Okay, this is all for this tutorial. See you in the next tutorial where we will go back to the game. We will use this in the game.